It's time for the start of a brand new season with bad results as we play. It's almost the end of a transfer window. Let's see who I sign today. And whether you agree or not, one of them is decently big. What's up, peoples? It's Gendo here, and welcome back to the Basque Boys. As always, if you are still enjoying the series, please do go and drop it a like. And I hope I didn't scare you away with that horrible rendition at the very beginning. But it is the start of a new season. Had ourselves an off season to go get some new players, sell some people out, and that's what we're going to do before we take on Osasuna to start the season. Firstly, a little staff admin. We picked up a new head of youth development as well as an attacking coach. Pedro Peso is our HOY, and as you can clearly see, looking very, very solid in his development. A little bit better than who we had before, so I'm expecting that youth development to grow at the very least equal to who we had previously. And our new attacking coach actually coached at Inter for a long time, and honestly, I don't see him being 41 years old. His mugshot doesn't really look like he's 41. But anyway, take a look at his stats. 15 attacking, 17 tactical, decent mental attributes as well. Very, very solid to pick up a 4-star attacking coach. All right, with what I like to deem the purge, we pared down the roster with a lot of players that just did not get a lot of play time, and if they did, they didn't do all that well. Starting with Javier Arasso, we sold him out to Deportivo for 600,000 euro. The 30-year-old, yes, he's midfield, and I need depth at midfield, but just take a look at all the youth that I'm bringing up. He was surplus to requirements as well as his, technical attributes going downhill. In fact, every attribute going downhill. So better to sell him off for money and just bring in the youth. In the same vein as Arasso, we're getting rid of Taraspe, selling him on to Lazio for a fee of 2.1 million euros. Just like with Arasso, all his attributes are starting to trend downhill, and I wanted to get some value for him before he became worthless. So that's why I shipped him off. And in the same vein as Arasso, like I said, the youth are going to take a spot. Next up, selling off a couple of defenders. Unai Garcia going out to Sochaux in France for a fee of 700,000 euro. I want to try and get more, but Sochaux were very adamant on 700,000 flat. They were actually the highest to offer for Unai Garcia. So I felt like if he wanted to get first team football, he wasn't going to get it from me because he's stuck behind Laporte and San Jose. So off I ship him. And because I never really rated him even from the start of the series, Yerai has been sold off to Sporting Gijon for a fee of 500,000 euro. 25 years old, he just never really developed like I wanted him to. When you have a marking of only 10, tackling of 12, it doesn't matter if your physical attributes are very solid. If you don't have the defensive skills, you're really not going to be worth anything to me in the long run. All right, now let's take a look at the ins, and the first one is Sergio Etienne. I've brought him in for probably a record fee for me signing anybody under 20 years old. He came in from Sevilla for 3.3 million euros. That was his release clause, and to be quite honest with you, I see something in him that he could develop into a very solid player. Look at his stats right now. 11 marking, 14 tackling. His physical stats look okay. I want his vision and his technical skills to go up. At 18 years old, those can easily skyrocket under the right tutelage. I got him under Mikel San Jose right now, so hopefully I want to see those stats continue to trend upward. Now, in contrast to the defenders that I sold out and they were expecting first team football, Jonas Ramalho's coming in with a contract stating that he expects to be a backup. He's not going to be used all that much, come in for mop-up duty every now and then. The 27-year-old Angolan, yes, he is capped by Angola, but he was born in the Basque country. I believe he just has some Angolan parentage. Does look fairly solid. 13 marking, 13 tackling, 15 positioning, so he's strong defensively. Physically, pretty average. Mentally, pretty average as well. And then you get down to technical and vision, and it's just, he doesn't really develop all that much. But hey, he'll give you some solid minutes when you put him out there, and that's all I really want from him. Just someone to hold the line when we need to have him. And honestly, the crown jewel of this summer transfer window has got to be Javi Martinez. We're bringing him in from Bayern for a fee of 7 million euros, and the 31-year-old can still go. As much as I don't like to see that his pace and his acceleration is as low as it is, take a look at some of the other stats. Defensively, solid. Mentally, solid. Technically, gifted. And to be quite honest with you, he's not just a center back that I'm going to use in rotation with Laporte and San Jose. No. If I go back to that 4-3-3 with a defensive mid, guess who I'm sticking there? Yes, Javi Martinez, San Jose can play there, but Javi Martinez will be my primary defensive mid. So that's what I'm going to try and look to utilize for this upcoming season, is to utilize that. Or if I create a formation with a 3 at the back, he's going to be utilized there as well. Of course, I'm not really comfortable with 3 at the back. We'll try and play around with that probably early on in the season, if not pushed later into the season. But Javi Martinez, welcome to the club. And yes, I know what you're probably saying. Where's Ander Herrera? I thought you were really pushing for Ander Herrera. Well, I am. I really am, but I feel like at this point in time, I'm going to wait for his value to drop at Manchester United and then possibly in the winter window bring him in, if not wait until the end of the season. But believe me, Ander Herrera is on my list. He's been on my list for a long time. Just want to bring him in at the very least to tutor the young midfielders that I have. The reason why I didn't bring him in the first place was because of all those youth that I have in, and that nobody would get any playing time, and that's would really just bog down all of the development of my midfielders. So, as it stands right now, Javi Martinez is my big signing. Ander Herrera is probably somewhere down the line. So what does all that mean for my bank balance? So to be quite honest with you, with the La Liga TV deal, which added 40 million euros, as well as the season tickets, which has added another 20 million, we are currently sitting at 220 million in the overall balance. That's not very bad at all. So everything I just did was a drop in the bucket, and that just means that I can start throwing out contract extensions like I did it to Villa Libre, but honestly, one I need to lock down for quite a while is Lekwe. And the big deal with Lekwe is he's wanted by Chelsea and PSG, and I really want to tie him down long-term, well, continuously long-term. He's already on a 5-year deal, but to up his wages so that he could stay at the club. As soon as I thought about doing that, that's when Chelsea and PSG came a-calling. So it's like, well, damn it, he's going to want to go there, and I can't offer him a new contract. So he's going to have to sit out from the contract negotiations before he loses interest in those teams, before I can negotiate with him again. It might be a while before I do that, or at the worst possible outcome, he might be shipped off to him. And I will be checking in with Ander Herrera consistently throughout the season to see how he goes. And one thing that really popped up is his estimated value has dropped from 15 to 11 when I last checked. He just turned 31, so I'm sure that's not it. And currently in his league form, 6-4 average rating after 2 matches. I might think about putting in a bid for him sooner rather than later if the value is going to continuously go down. Alright, so let's get to today's opening match, and it is kind of a mini rivalry versus Osasuna since we're both in the Basque country. They're coming out in a 4-2-3-1, and I have decided that we are going to be using a 3 at the back system, which means that there's going to be a personnel change because Monreal can't play on the left wing, so Yuri's going to be back there. The rest of the line is going to be as follows: Ruffier and Net, San Jose, Laporte, Javi Martinez along the back line. You saw Yuri, but Lekwe is going to be on the right-hand side. Linton Jr. and Marino as the 2 center mids. Muniain, Hervias out on the forward wings, and Villa Libre sitting up top. This is a modification of the sweeper formation that I used a couple seasons ago. Actually, 3 seasons ago at this point in time. So it should work to some success, but it's still the first match of the season. It's still trying to work the kinks out of it. So if it doesn't work, then we'll always try and tweak it. But I want to see it actually into fruition today, see if we can get 3 at the back working. So let's go kick off this new season. Cross fingers, hope all goes well, and see what happens. So this new season always brings wonderment in the new signings, and I really want to hope that Javi Martinez turns into a solid player for the next couple of years. I want to be a destroyer, center back / defensive mid, close down the defenders, winning the ball back, and then turning around and starting the counterattack. Well, all remains to be seen. And so far, utilizing this formation, it doesn't really give us a lot of attacking chances, I've noticed. We've only had 4 shots, and that's not really been good for us, especially if since Osasuna, I should say, has been the more aggressive side, in Villa Libre. Oh, and the one attacking chance that we had, or, well, the one that we've seen, he hits the crossbar. Needs to do a lot better than that. And so far, after 45 minutes, I don't want to say this formation is a failure per se, because we haven't really had a lot of time to work on it. But I do want to see this formation tweaked a little bit. Maybe play out of the defense. And if I play out of defense, there probably should be more of a controlling tactic. So we're going to do a normal tempo, more direct passing, and whipping the crosses, go fairly wide. And I think we'll go with that for the second 45, and I just realized I didn't do a team talk. Free kick on the edge of the box. Oh my lord, Hervias to Muniain. I think that's going to be counted as an own goal. Muniain, wasn't even aiming for the goal, smacks it off of a defender, and we got ourselves a goal. Don't quite know how to put this one into words. It was a very fluky goal, getting a free kick on the edge of the box. Hervias to an unmarked Muniain, who takes a crack at it one time. Wasn't even near the net, but it bounces off a defender, and into the back of the net it goes. Osasuna doing very well offensively. I'm already starting to be subbing out Pablo Hervias, who picked up a thigh strain. Susai is going to be coming on for him, but oh my lord, off the crossbar. I mean, defensively, why are you marking, like swarming to the guy with the ball? Hold your line. 12 minutes on, free kick. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why are we giving up these goals? I mean, it's a free kick at the top of the box, and you see that from Benyat, but Benyat hits it clean into the back of the net. What is Laporte even doing? Laporte is not even on the line. He's just standing willy-nilly. The ball bounces off of his chest, and it goes into the back of the net. Oh, if we're going to lose right here, if we're going to lose all because of a dumbass free kick catalyst. One last corner kick, it's not going to go in, and the ref blows his full-time whistle. It's 1-1. So at the end of the day, it's a 1-1 draw versus Osasuna, and I guess you could say that it could have been 0-0 had it not been the two fluky goals, one on either side. So I guess the draw is the best result here. Still felt that we could have come away with a win, but looking at the stats, Osasuna were the better side. But anyway, you guys were just not good enough, and I'm glad that they are taking that to heart, because we weren't. We had 9 shots, only 2 on target, a ton less possession than Osasuna, so not creating as many chances, not having enough of the ball. That being said, I can't see the current 3 at the back system that I have working going forward if I do continue to use that, if I could just swap to a new formation. But as it stands right now, yeah, the 3-4-3 is probably going to be put aside for right now in favor of some of the other formations, the 4-3-3, the 4-2-3-1. So let's get into the Champions League group draw, and then I'm going to ask you guys a question afterwards, so I hope you guys are ready. All right, so now let's get to the Champions League group draw, and I'm going to direct your attention to the very top because it says that the holders are in fact Spurs. Yes, you read that right. Spurs beat Barcelona by the score of 3-1 in the Champions League final last year. Harry Kane didn't score. MSN didn't score at all. It was a few unknowns that were the goal scorers for both sides. I know. I can't believe it either. So yeah, Spurs are the current defending Champions League champions, and they're going to be in Group 1. We're going to be sitting down here in Pot 2, and we are one of the higher seeded Pot 2, so yeah, we're still going to be getting one of the big boys. So let's just draw everybody in the first group, and Benfica would be great, and CSKA Moscow would be great. There's Group B and H. I'd love Group either B or H. We're not getting that. Almost like last year. Saying, hey, you picked up Nacho Monreal. Guess what? You're going to face Arsenal in the Champions League group stage. Oh, you picked up Javi Martinez. Good for you. You're taking on Bayern in the Champions League group stage. What an absolute shambles that is. Almost a farce, but it's an absolute shambles that we're taking on Bayern. All right, let's take a look at what we got in the group, the third pot. I can't even speak anymore because I'm mad that we got picked by Bayern. It's almost like FM's reading my mind on this one. We can avoid Monaco and Inter. That'd be great if we can not pick up either of those. Monaco's still available. We get Dynamo Kiev. Okay, that's a little manageable. And in the fourth round, it really doesn't matter, but what do we got left? Panathinaikos. Rapid Vienna. Okay, so we got an unfortunate group draw of Bayern, but I see us coming out of this group in second place. I feel like we can get the 6 points on both Dynamo Kiev and Rapid Vienna, at the very least 4, a win and a draw. And yeah, I can see Bayern winning that group. So yeah, second place. Second place is the mark for this Champions League group. All right, now for the question for you guys, and that question is, do I go after Ander Herrera? Yes, I just picked up Javi Martinez, and he was going to be my big name signing, but it seems like Herrera's value is dropping by the week, and if he continues to play poorly for Manchester United, would it be a bad idea to bring him in, and as I said previously, use him to tutor my players? And yes, he can definitely get some game time too. He is far and away one of the better midfielders, if not the best midfielder I would have on my squad. So would it be worth it to put up 11, 12, 13 million euro, bite the 100,000 plus euro a week paycheck that he's going to get, to bring him in, strengthen my squad, and to tutor my players? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But anyway, guys, this is the end of the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please go and leave a like, share, subscribe, and all that jazz. Like I said, comment below on the question or anything else that you guys want to talk about this series. Anyway, guys, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.